In terms of what the Filipino Community Association in Cayman is doing, how do you fit in with the work that the embassy is doing?
Yeah. So, Cayman Banyanihan Filipino community's main vision is to uplift the lives of every overseas Filipino workers in the Cayman Islands, and we're doing this through the Cayman equivalent, which is the Cayman Kind. So we connected with them ever since we started, and definitely they will be a great help for all the overseas Filipino workers here in Cayman because they deal with all of the welfares and the needs of our fellow Filipinos here in the Cayman Islands.
Before their arrival, a survey was done to gather information on the concerns of Filipino workers. What were the results of that survey? What sort of concerns were raised? What kind of issues did the Filipino community want to bring to your attention?
Well, basically, if I'm not mistaken, what they did was to survey the actual needs of the Filipino workers here in Cayman Island from the different agencies, from the different government agencies in the Philippines. Because in our meetings with them, we told them that we will be bringing the services, virtually, services of certain government agencies that have dealings with overseas Filipino workers, like Social Security System, the PhilHealth, what else, Pag-ibig, and overseas Filipino banks. So we asked them if the Filipino workers here would have needs from these government institutions. So they did a survey, and I think the survey yielded some maybe.
What were the issues raised in the survey?
Definitely the major needs right now, because it's been a while they were not here. The major part was actually the updating of their employment contract that needs to be verified by them, that is being created by their employer here in Grand Cayman. That's the number one actually. Second to that is the OWA, because Filipinos needs to update their membership every 2 years, and it's been more than 2 years now that they're not here. So those are the two major needs of the overseas Filipino workers here in Grand Cayman, because with those intact, their protection is, I'm not saying 100%, but they're more confident that they can go home and be back here, because without the verified documents from the Overseas Welfare Office, they will not have any exit clearance from the Philippines. When a worker goes to the Philippines, they need to be cleared to exit by the power of the verified contracts. And then third to that is the social security issues, because the Philippines have a social security system that we have there, and a lot of them went to attend the virtual meetings, and they're still requesting more. So in the future, we'll be having some more of that as well.
So beyond the survey, beyond virtual meetings, how did you engage members of the Filipino community in Cayman?
Well, of course, through the Banyanihan community. I actually wanted to expound on your question earlier about the relationship of the Banyanihan community with our office. Actually, as I mentioned earlier, we have a huge jurisdiction, and there's no way for us to engage every Filipino worker under our jurisdiction. So definitely, we would need conduits. We need the help of organized Filipino communities in the various jurisdictions that we cover, and of course, Cayman Banyanihan Filipino community is one of them. We engage Filipino workers through these organized groups because they are actually our first responders, and we can label them as our first responders when it comes to issues affecting Filipino workers. We're physically far from these workers. They cannot reach us that easy, if something happens to them, their default would be to go to their organization, and that organization would link them to us. That is our relationship, and we're really very thankful to disorganized groups, to disorganized Filipino communities. Without them, we'll not be able to really reach all those workers requesting our assistance. It's really humanly impossible for us. So we're really truly grateful to these community organizations.
So your direct contact is with the association. So how many people would you say you contacted or liaised with you in the community?
Well, under our Facebook group, we are more than 4,000 right now. Because not all Filipinos here in Cayman is having or using Facebook. That's how we try to improve the coverage. And they said, I think from the recent survey, we have about 5,000 Filipinos here in Cayman. But of course, we have some membership baseline as well and volunteers that we regularly meet. So then when we have regular meetings, like almost every week we have a meeting. So we connect with them, and then if there's a problem arises, we directly contact Miss May and Albert.